Tres Golpes TV, Padre, Hijo y Espíritu Santo. Welcome back to the channel. We're finally back. I know it's been a while, but a lot of things have happened, and but at least we're back, right? So today, we finally have somebody new, somebody that I could say from the family of the Romeros. Más sexy de todo, right?
Nah.
Yeah. Pero con ustedes tenemos aquí my brother Alex, man.
Pleasure.
This is good, man. How's it going, bro? How's everything?
Thank God everything is going good. Doy siempre gracias a Dios por la oportunidad que Él me da siempre to play for His kingdom. And I'm here, to talk it out with my boy Joel here.
Yeah, man. These are little stuff. I guess a project that I decided to do, a while back. But a lot of things have happened in life not let me, do it. But we finally here,
Man.
Already have about 5 interviews, if I'm not mistaken. And gracias a Dios todo saliendo bueno, bro. So the glory of God.
That's good.
But let's talk it out in the sense of church today. How's church treating you in the sense as
Church.
tú como joven? Yeah.
Church como joven. I feel like right now, church has evolved differently during the past years.
Mm-hmm.
I can say it's totally different how I grew up when I was a kid, because I've been Christian since a baby, since I
Born
in
and
my
raised,
mother's
right?
womb. Yeah, born and raised basically. And I have I'm just blessed, because some people are, unfortunately, they don't get to experience that, but later on they get to find the truth and that one true love that that God always is there for you, fights for you, is you're never alone. And what I can say is that back then I remember going to church all the time. I was like a little kid getting excited because I would get to get pumped up to see people worship and then the word, and then I always get pumped to go out to eat after service. Literally, that's like a Pentecostal or in general thing.
Eso obligado.
Sea vigilia, lo que sea, bro.
Eso nunca falta.
And church has evolved, in a good way, you can say, not in a bad way, in a good way. And same thing goes to worship. Worship now is way different than how it was before. And don't get me wrong, both ways were phenomenal. They're wonderful ways. And I feel like now church is adapting more to contemporary stuff in the world, and that opens doors up for youths, adults also, to get into church, because
sorry for interrupting you.
No problem.
In the sense of music now, do you think the way the music was I guess implemented in church, or the way it's okay, this is the standard norm, or this is how you're supposed to play it, this is how it's supposed to sound? Do you think a lot of youth today, because of that back in the day, se apartaron de Dios, and they were they no longer wanted to be part of church, for example?
I say that was a factor back then. Worship was not how it was now. I feel like now everything's CCM, a little bit pop, a little bit Caribbean, this and that, which is nothing wrong. I feel like there's nothing wrong, because worship is it's an outcry that we give to God, and it's us getting closer to Him, to His presence. And back then, you could say it was more lyrically instead of musically, which is it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But now I feel like now they're combining both, and the worship now is super powerful.
Oh yeah,
you have these groups like Barak, Montesanto coming up.
Exactly.
Right Barak, Montesanto, Oasi. These are groups that are coming up that literally they have lived what we have lived growing up in the Pentecostal house, or for whatever whatever you guys grew up with. And it has evolved. You got little solo artists like Cristina Clario. You got Marco Barrientos, that I grew up watching him and listening to him, and he has evolved tremendously.
All powerful artists, bro. It's crazy.
And another instance, also Haven.
Bro.
Haven, bro. We all grew up the same way.
I'm telling you, man.
It's like a family there, and we all grew up the same doctrine, you can say.
That's what I'm saying, because the thing is that for Haven, even though I keep saying I'm not part of Haven, but
nah, you are. What you mean?
Pero, we all, even though we're part of a band, we all attend different churches, maybe different religion, not religions, but it's federations, for example. We all attend I don't know. At least we were all taught as a basis wise the same level. Like we understand what it's like. Okay, consagrarse para Dios, guardarse para Dios, all that stuff. You know, it's good. But it's like, it's kind of crazy how we were able to just unite for the purpose of just, we pray for one God, even though we were all from different locations. You know.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
That's what's amazing. And it's like, do you think that in the sense of like the conversation we were having earlier, in that when we were at work about how the transition of music and the sense of like que no había como esa búsqueda, in the sense of like ese interés de la música. Because right now I feel like hay un avivamiento so strong, bro, that everybody wants to be an influencer. Todo el mundo quiere una banda. Everyone wants to sing worship. Like,
no, it's true. I feel like back then in the day, like I said, we will focus more on the lyric wise. Like you had Marco Barrientos, you had like
San Marcos, bro.
Miel San Marcos too. You have like these coritos too that we sing in our church every Sunday. Definitely. Which they're not bad. They're good. Like it brings back like the old school. But now I feel like worship has evolved in a good way that it opens doors, minds, hearts for people like non-believers to come to Christ just because they hear a simple worship or a simple note or sea lo que sea. And that, like, eso lo atrae because, music is a big factor nowadays. Like, you have, like, contemporary music from outside, call it worldly music. But
they call it also música circular, something like that.
Música circular. And I feel like each year music gets evolved more up, and I feel like that's like a big factor now. And I feel like it's like the best thing that has ever happened because I love listening to worship a lot. Literally, like driving, work, everything. It just puts me in a tone, sets the day up for me, and it's like it's so beautiful, like to like praise, that one true, amazing God that we all learn about and preach about every day, and that's like what I can say about how music has evolved during these years and has transitioned to a better stage now. Like it's completely different.
That's good. So let's take the transitions now. So we talked the basic about music and how it evolved and stuff like that. I don't mind going let's go a little bit more deep in the sense of like you personally, in a sense of like what are things that, let's say, we know us youth, we go through it, pero tenemos miedo de hablarlo en la iglesia. Like stuff we don't talk at church that we know we all go through it. Probably you went through, probably one of your testimonies, for example, or is anything that has happened to you in church or outside of church, for example, as a believer, that you had to like you were like contradicting yourself, or pasó algo where like say you were part of a group, or for example, or there's something that's like destroying the peace in your life, for example.
One moment I can recall, I've never opened up to somebody about this, pero pasó un día when a woman came to preach at my church, and she me ministró, and she said everything that nobody has ever knew about me. And I remember it because when I was in the age 15, I was at a stage in my life that I wanted to commit suicide, and it's something very deep that I've never told anybody, and it was like I think I can say it was the darkest stage in my life that I felt like that. I was like asking myself, where's God? Where's this? Where's like this amazing God that I be hearing about every single day of my life? And now I feel this way. I was going through anxiety, depression, and I felt like that was the lowest point in my life. Pero I feel like that's when like the enemy takes advantage of like the youth when they're in that low point. Yeah. And definitely. They put thoughts into your head saying that, God is not this. If God was real, you shouldn't be feeling like this or going through this and that. But no, I feel like that in that point, that's when my life went 360, and that's when I started really, really getting into the word and worship, and I can say that was like a big point in my life that I don't regret it because stuff happened in our life.
It's like a before and after.
Exactly, yeah. And I feel like worship was a big factor Because at that time, I was like just listening to montón de cosas que I shouldn't be listening to. I was listening to a lot of music that wasn't like, como te digo, edificando mi vida,
Okay.
mi corazón, mi mente, mi templo. No, it wasn't edifying nothing. And I started listening to some old school worship that I grew up with. Like, for example, there's one song that always hits me every time I hear it. Because my dad used to play when I was a kid in the car when we would drive. And it's from this artist called Jesus Romero.
Okay.
I think it's called Esperare.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it goes like, y esperaré pacientemente.
Yeah.
That song hits home,
yo.
bro.
Hey, yo,
That's what I'm telling you. Back then, they would focus
song
on lyrics.
And lyrics, exactly.
Like, literally, it would hit you and will put you into, like, the Ese Tercer Cielo back then.
Exactly,
and it still
bro.
does today, to this day.
Yeah.
Worship has evolved to that now. And I feel like that was, like, literally a point in my life. This is a testimony, literally. I haven't spoken to nobody. Wow. Those that watch this, I just want you to know that you're not alone, that there's a God there that loves you. While people, throw you down or the enemy wants to throw you down, just know that God's always there and he'll always be there in the right time. He won't put cargas that you can't hold. He won't put you in a difficult situation.
Amen.
You just always gotta, put your mirada in him and he'll do the work. Trust me. He'll do the work.
And the whole point of this platform that I created is just, it's a calling para esa juventud. Like, specifically youth, just because, mind you, we all go through something, right?
Exactly, yes.
Some people have literally, let's say, I believe it's not a situation that has not happened, because I've heard testimonies all over the place. That, mind you, I was in an event with somebody, we were at dinner, and it was a couple of friends, and she was like, yo, that girl right there, when she was in church, she got raped from one of the officials. And I was like, oh my God. So it's like, these are certain things that we want to make sure that, listen, no todo está derrotado, There's still a light at the end of the night, At the end of the day, there's something more. Obviously, the situation no era agradable, it wasn't supposed to happen. But if it did happen, obviously, it's something that, it marks you for life. But life continues, And that's when you can stay focused. See, this whole platform is to motivate those, who don't know where to go. Right. Or tienen interés de acercarse a Dios, pero they don't know who to go to, or they want to attend it, but there's somebody like in their ear telling them, yo, don't do it. It's not worth it. This and that. You no va a poder hacer la cosa que tú hacías antes. And I feel like, one, church ain't boring.
No.
Two, once you get in that limbo when you in church, the sky's the limit. You want to keep going.
Yeah.
But it's like people just automatically think, okay, you're going to church. You might go to some home and they're like, yo, your life is over. Literally, when you become un creyente de Dios, your life is technically beginning, bro.
And no, sorry to interrupt you. I feel like you hit a good point. There's like an issue now in church nowadays. I feel like it's something that we have to talk about, and it's people opening up about problems that they go through outside of church, outside of the four walls. Because like we have grown up like thinking about if you were to do something bad,
you're judged.
You're judged automatically, and on top of that, they discipline you. Obviously, like in ways that us we don't like, but and on top of that, people will know your business.
Exactly.
It makes it. I'm sorry to say it, but it's to be blunt, it makes it so obvious when you just see it like everything. Like people don't have to tell you; you just know. Like you can just detect it, and it's something that I feel like youth get scared of talking about. Like for example, I feel like mental health. It's a serious topic to talk about.
True.
I feel like youth don't open up because they feel like they get judged automatically, saying people can say that, oh, eso es el diablo que te like you have to rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Like, yes, it is, but like people go through like a lot of stuff, outside of church and this and that, and I feel like it's something that we can open up about. I feel like youth should open up to like their youth pastors, or to whoever they really feel comfortable with. Don't open up to anybody you don't feel comfortable with. That's a mistake right there.
Because el enemigo te puede usar eso contra ti.
Exactly.
Because it's like, okay, you open up to somebody that you thought tú tenías confianza con él, right? Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, something happens between you guys two, and then he starts exposing, or she starts exposing your stuff, and the next thing you know, you guys are both olvídate. And
that's another factor too, why some people leave church, like youth-wise, they leave church because they feel like they're there to go, but they get judged. And, I feel like we shouldn't be judging them for whatever thing they did. You know, we should be there to support them, ayudarlos, a levantarlos a ellos para que ellos pueden, you know, find that primer amor again. You know.
True.
And I feel like that's something that like a lot of churches should work on, and youth, like, you know, you should like find somebody you can talk it about, because I feel like with talking stuff you can fix, you know, a lot of obstacles that you're going through in life. And like me, like I at that time I had nobody, literally nobody. Only my mom knew about it a little bit, but I never told her fully until the day of the ministration, which happened like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, wow, how God is so powerful that like he can use us as vessels for like other people to come, you know. And yeah, I feel like that's something that we, you know, youth should work on, and it's also the church wise. I feel like we could all work on that aspect in that area.
Because I feel like there's so many problems in la juventud just because we don't talk.
No, exactly. No.
And mind you, okay, we know that existen esos líderes que son unos rajatabla that even though at the moment when they talk to you, tú te sientes como they're attacking me. But at the end of the day, what they told you is like, okay, you know, si te mal, I'm not going to be happy about it. And I'm not going to pat you on the back about it. ¿Me entiendes? Pero I'm telling you the truth para que tú no te pierdes.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Back in the day, not a lot of people understood that.
No, bro.
Back in the day, it was like, yo, you talk, you're done. Like,
yeah.
yo, you going straight to hell, no matter if they can forgive you, going straight to hell.
Like,
Whoop, pecate, forget it. Because mind you, it's like, it's not just the fact of sinning, but it's like what comes afterwards. Okay, you told your pastor and they announced it in the disciplina. Automatically, people, even though they don't know what you did, I'm like, okay, este tipo either cometió adulterio, or
está pecando, yeah.
Pecó,
that's what
automatically. Sin is sin, obviously. No matter how big or small. But it's not always fornication. It's not always, you know.
That's like the main thing they go to.
That's the main two things. It's like, man, like, I'm saying, this segment is good though, because it's like, I'm going to title this as like, you know, conversations that are not allowed at church, I guess. Or things that we know that happen and we know what people think about. But.
No, I can say, like, probably you could agree with me. We have seen a lot of youth that go through stuff, and when somebody finds out about it or they talk about it, they just like judge them, and ellos se van de la iglesia. And it's sad to see that, because, you know, church is like what can you say, like a place that you can refuge and you can like open up to God. And mind you, we're the church, we're the temple, but como en la Biblia dice, ir a congregarse con los hermanos, and I feel like that's a big factor now, that, you know, we should like embrace, not embrace the sin, embrace them, and you know, have open arms for them, and just say that, you know, you're not alone, or we've been through the same situation, help them out. And trust me, like, youth won't think like a different perspective of Christianity. Because imagínate, that happens, ellos van afuera y se lo dicen a otros, y dan, esos otros no vienen.
Eso se riega, and it comes like gossiping, después, fíjate. It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess.
Yeah.
And they actually know, since it's a whole mess, they just get scared and bounce out of church. Goodbye. And
some youth be saying that when they come to church and they start crying, they be like, oh, I didn't want to come to church because, you know, fulano told me this, fulano told me that. Like, they have a different perspective of what Christianity really is. They don't see the real truth. They just see what, you know, other generations previous have done mistakes, you know.
Exactly. And
now I feel like now we're just trying to, like, you know, clean that mistake up. Have them have a different perspective of, like, you know, of being a Christian and finding that true love that, you know, we always talk about.
It's like this guy who worked with us, Eddie, right? El Hispano, right? El que tiene the one that everybody loves, right?
Yeah.
And me hablaba, because it's like, yo, there's a situation where there's so many churches, right? In cada esquina. And there's so many confused people that they see so many churches, they don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
Also, he talked about something that's very deep. I'm like, yo, that's very deep. We should definitely have a conversation about that. That we need to forget about the religion and worry about the practice, bro.
Yes.
Because
totally agree.
I told you, yo no soy religioso.
No, I mean,
yo no soy religioso. What I do, what I am and what I do it's a decision that I decided to do.
Mm-hmm.
Y esto es devoción. This is not this is what I devote to do.
Exactly.
This is something I decided to work on, and I rock it to the fullest. Si a ti no te gusta, allá a ti. But it's like, what I want to do, I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, we are not supposed to, obligar a nadie to accept anything. Mm-hmm. Pero, como yo lo acepté, yo quiero vivirlo. This is my lifestyle.
Yeah, it's como dicen, la salvación de uno es individual. Is the way how you manage your salvation. Is the way how you treat it, how you treat your temple. And I feel like what you said, I feel like people focus more now on religion than having, like trying to see, like search the real truth. And that's another factor too. Like literally, you talk about that, be like, oh yeah. When they hear Christian, they be like, oh, you guys are religious, you guys this and that. I'm like, no,
bro, not religious,
like don't think
man.
like that. We guys like we don't like the same stuff, but like we're like what kind how can I put it like in good words? I don't wanna que me sienten. No. Like for say like people think that we don't socialize with people that are not Christian.
That's something too.
Which it's a big factor. That's like one of the like
my aunt told me, yo, why is it that when we have parties, los cristianos no pueden apoyar, pero when you guys have parties, nosotros tenemos que apoyar. The thing is that the situation, if we think about it this way, lo que es what we practice, lo que es el cristianismo, I guess, everybody is welcome, right?
Yeah.
All sinners, because we all sin, right? Mm-hmm. But us who are already in this, who are saved,
yeah.
Es como que dice, tú sabes que el espíritu no va con la carne va con el espíritu. Siempre hay una batalla constante.
Right.
So it's like, we cannot involve ourselves in what you guys do. You guys can involve yourself in what we do, because it's good. Mind you, we're not saying that you as a person, you're bad. It's just the stuff you do.
Yeah.
Bíblicamente no está bien.
No, exactly, yeah.
And we have to try to live by the Bible. That's one thing, too. Mm-hmm. Because also, it's like, no vale nosotros to talk about the Bible and stuff like that, but we don't live it.
Yeah, Like, for example, like, we have coworkers that they want to sometimes go out to eat or for instance, go somewhere. Mm-hmm. We don't mind doing it. Like, that, there's no sin doing that at all. Let's clarify. There's no sin doing that. Cuando, let's put it like, say they start siendo sus cosas, drink or whatever, and they see that we don't do it, that like I feel like that's when it clicks them. They see like, oh, what does he have that we don't have?
What it should be good though. That's a good thing.
Exactly.
And people, the thing that gets me mad about youth in general is that they always want to be part of something. Quieren ser parte de the stuff that get in what's it called, en tendencia, lo que está pegado. Like, listen, bro, it is cool, even more cooler to be different from others. Exactly. Because once they see that you're different, what are they doing? They start asking. They start preguntando. When you see that tú como persona, que tú estás en paz, que ellos, por ejemplo, pueden haber una luz resplandeciente en tu cara. That's Jesus. So it's like, they're going to be like, yo, what do you have that I don't have? Like, why do you look so calm? I look so stressed. Like, those are things that we should take advantage of. Like, yo, just try to do the efforts to live right so others will see us. Maybe we don't have to say anything, pero just our appearance talks.
Our actions, actions speak louder than words. There's a saying that says that. And for example, my youth pastor, he grew up in Elizabeth. He went to schools in Elizabeth, and he will always be distanced, with certain stuff, like what people in high school would do. And people will ask him, be like, hey, how you never socialize with us? How you don't do this, and do that, and he'll just give them a different, like a straightforward answer, like, hey, I'm just a Christian believer. I don't socialize with that. I don't do those type of stuff because it's something that I don't like doing. It's not somebody's telling me not to do it. It's because I don't like doing it, and people will be like, oh wow, like that's interesting, like what church you go to, and then that's when you just hit him with like. How can you say evangelismo right there? Like you just evangelizing them right there, and that eso atrae people, and eso is something.
That's what I'm saying. In general, it's not bad to be different, man.
Exactly.
Because if we're all the same, life is boring. okay?
Yeah, man.
As
Hay
simple
que ponerle
as that.
sazón un
Claro,
chingo.
man. Being Christian is not bad, bro. Just be different.
Yeah.
And that's the point I feel like.
Good way different.
No, a good way different. Yeah, of course. Tanto. But in a sense of for you, let's take a different turn to this.
Right.
Mind you, the conversation is great. You know, I love it. Oh, also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
Smack that bell button, man.
Smack that bell button.
So, you know,
I know
we're
gonna
getting
put it
notified.
somewhere here.
Yeah, we're going to put it somewhere here. You're going to see it. Comment down below, too, what you guys like, what you guys do not like. Also, you know, we have to feed this YouTube algorithm, bro. Because the more you guys like it, the more you guys share it, the more you guys subscribe.
Share it also.
The algorithm, it helps out, you know.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. So, in a sense of you and what's your goals? Like, okay, so obviously we both work in the same location, you know, and we're gonna keep progressing. Si Dios lo permite. But as a drummer in Haven, you know, I know you were like, you know, new to this and stuff like that. What has been like, you know, your before and after? Like, you're part of a band. Did they see your expertise, or there's still stuff to grow, or there's still a way where like you like it now, but you feel it could get better than what it is? Like in general, how this experience so far has been for you?
This experience has been a life changer, you can say, because I've never been one. Besides our worship team, we can say that's our first band. But a band, I always love to, like, you know, be involved in one. Yeah. And thank God for Abraham, Ricardo. Man. You guys are amazing. You guys gave me the opportunity. I will always be, you know, grateful for you guys. Yes. And it had opened doors, and it's just a gift that God has given me. Thank God, you know, por ese talento que él me dio, que lo sé para usar para, you know, the kingdom. And
man, bro,
I can say, like, I've transitioned different styles of music. When I first started, I would just play corritos, and now since music has evolved, now it sounds more like CCM. Yeah. If you don't know what CCM is, Christian contemporary music.
Yo no sé cómo decirlo todavía. I just say CCM, bro.
Yeah, for sure we say CCM.
For me, it's una trabalengua.
And I started listening to CCM a lot. I prefer to listen to like gospel or different genres in the Christian music, and I started listening to CCM, and me trajo mucho, and I started liking the type of music of CCM, and I just started building my craft, practice, listen to, I will, like, for me, my practice before going onto the real drum is just listening to the song and listen to the movement and the notes from the music, and I just stir it up in my head, and I practice it on my head, and like I'd be like hitting a table or anything, and that's when I get to the drum set, and that's when I started like practicing there. Like, I feel like musicians out there, I feel like you have to like practice a lot. Just going on a Sunday service is not practice. No. Or going to a rehearsal for the worship team is not practice. You have to build your craft. Also, a big factor too, and I recommend this to every drummer and every musician: invest in your equipment. Please invest in your equipment. In my hand, I invested a lot. I'm not gonna say the number, but I invested a lot.
It's worth it though.
But it's worth it.
You pay for what you get.
Exactly, because a big role model that I look up to is his name is Ish Melton. Listen. I got to meet him 2 years ago in person. Thank God. And that dude, it's a monster in the drums. He's super, super, super good, bro. He's a really beast, and I try to mimic and learn from him. And and I can say I always try to build my craft. I try to, you know, progress and just fix any issues I don't like. Like, literally, I be really picky with when I play, and then I just listen to it. I'm like, I can fix this, I can fix that. Literally, I'm so picky. I'm never like, como te digo, como conforme with like what I do, and I like to, like, you know, be better each day. And I try to humble myself. I never say that I'm like the best drummer out there in the world, or the best in the state, or this or that, or in the city. No. Yeah. Eso porque imagínate, how high you can go is how low you can go, you know.
Definitely.
Dios se exalta, you know, al humilde and I forgot the other part.
But it's all good.
It's in the Bible right there somewhere.
Yeah.
But no, I could say being in Haven has opened doors, obviously, and has given me a chance to, like, find my sound, you can say.
Good. La vestimenta. Let's talk about vestimenta.
Oh, that's.
Let's talk about
I feel
vestimenta.
like that's a big thing. Well, for my experience, when I was a kid, my parents used to dress us up. Me and my two brothers at the time.
Yeah.
We will always go with our shirts, button-down shirts, slacks or pants, you could say, zapatillas, a tie or a blazer on top, and that's how we'll go to church now.
I mean,
back in the day.
I still dress like that, you know.
Don't get me wrong, it's
used
not
to
bad. Like, but yeah, I feel like yo dejé ese vestimenta now. I feel like I dress now more casual than how I used to dress back in the day. Like now, I go in hoodies or a flannel, or if I want to be fancy per se, I'll go in on the polo shirt.
But you think that's something that's controversial today?
It is controversial because
if I'm in my church,
Uh-huh.
That's when he said tablet. You cannot
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
service.
no, yeah.
If it's specifically if it's a Sunday service, at least.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But I feel like it's kind of, it's like, I don't know. For me, it's like, since you're going to church, just go presentable. Because, you know, not forget about everybody's going to say, but just like, you know, it's un respeto para Dios.
Right. I feel like right there, you should go however you feel comfortable with. Don't go
Also.
por lo que el hombre te dice, you know, obviously.
Also.
Pero I feel like nowadays, like, I feel like a lot of churches are more flexible with the vestimenta, like clothing-wise. Like, they don't... It's not like how it used to be back then when you have to, like, go all todos combinados in the worship team. Those are the good old days. And people can identify.
Though.
Don't get me wrong, yeah.
For I remember when I first started playing, they had us wearing the same shirt, the same color. All of that. It was lit, pero...
Yeah, but now we are in different times, and people now go more laid back, casual. Even though some people drag it a little bit too much. Pero I feel like, in my opinion, you should go however you feel like going, like, but like you said, a presentable way. Don't go para que te chequeo, para que, you know, people just stare at you. Don't do that. Goes both ways, guys or girls, you know. And I feel like that's a big factor now with some churches, because, you know, some are still stuck with you know, you have to wear, you know, look presentable, and which I respect that. I have nothing against that. I respect that, but I feel like you should have the option to, like, choose how you want to go to church, and you know, no, a lot of people are grow up like that.
No,
you know?
yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just, I feel like when you see people wearing different clothing, in a sense, I'm used to wearing button downs, pero por eso que yo me acostumbré a eso. So for me, it's normal. You guys se acostumbraron a poner lo que son, you know, sweaters, hoodies, and this and that. That para ustedes se ve normal, for us no se ve normal, but for some they see normal, for you guys cannot be normal either. You know, it's just the stuff that you're accustomed to.
Yeah.
It's just as long, for me, as long as your corazón and your búsqueda de Dios está ahí.
Yeah. Your vestimenta shouldn't be worried.
Give me your opinion on this, because this is something that I don't know if of all you guys have gone through it. Obviously, maybe you guys did, but I'm in a situation where obviously I'm growing up. And you know, I'm being, you know, gathering with you guys with Haven and all that stuff, and I'm seeing that I'm desiring to, like, you know, be in a group and transition. Obviously, the situations, I know I think it out straight. You know, obviously, we can never schedule our schedule as in general every single day. No solamente en lo que es viajar. Obviously, you can, you know, be part of a band, you know, glory to God, but no deja de atender la iglesia and stuff like that. Because I feel some people they become famous, pero once they're famous,
they forget their roots.
They forget their roots. No, they don't stay in the church. Now it's just concert after concert after concert after concert after concert. You know. But I'm in a situation where, okay, if I'm part of Haven, right, and we're gonna start doing things, right. Obviously, in my church, there's only one musician. There's only one drummer, which is me.
In my case, same thing.
Then there's only one bass player, which is my sister,
and
stuff like that. But I'm asking God. I'm like, bro, if I literally say bro because, you know, God is, you know, you gotta talk to him like he's your buddy, you know.
Yeah.
Porque hay que tener ese primer amor con él.
Of course.
So it's like, what is gonna happen to me, or what is gonna be where, like, if you have something higher for me, but there's nobody to replace me there. You know, because sometimes I feel like there's difficulties where, like, we have an event. You have to pedir permiso a tu pastor. Obviously, pedir permiso always. That's the way to go.
Yes, kids out there. Always ask permission.
Always ask permission, man, for everything.
You need always la bendición, you know.
So it's like, I have a problem with like, yo, you can't go because you're the only drummer here, or you can't. For example, we thankfully the event we having soon is on a Wednesday. I don't have service. You guys don't have service. But it was on a Tuesday or a Thursday. I can't attend because I have service those 2 days.
Yeah. No, I understand you. I've been through that. Like in the beginning when I joined Haven, I'm and I still am to this day. I'm the only drummer. But I try to like fix my schedule to whatever we have planned, and not for it to interfere with what I have in my church. Because here's the thing, guys. Also, when you're in a band or wherever you're in, always atiende primero la casa de uno. Because if you don't attend your own house, what makes you think you're gonna attend something else?
Exactly.
That I learned in the hard way, literally. In the beginning, I was having trouble, but now I have adjust everything. If Abraham needs me for something, I always tell him like, bro, let me know ahead of time so I can see what I can schedule. Yeah. And I understand, like literally, like you're just tied in your hand.
I'm tied up because it's like I don't emozione. There's some things I want to do, so many projects and stuff like that. But and then I feel like some people be praying like, yo, because obviously when people see talent, they see the talent, they start praying for you. Mm-hmm. But then they be like, yo, que sea un adorador de Dios, pero que no sea artista. I'm like, bro, why you cutting la bendición like that? It's so weird. It's so controversial because it's like, yo, si Dios quiere que yo sea artista, right? Who are you to prevent that, bro? ¿Me entiendes? Not to be offensive to nobody, obviously, porque uno tiene que respetar sus líderes. But it's like, okay, you grew up in that church, but you're not just there. You're something more after that. It's like being a musician, me and you. Yeah. We're both drummers, right? But we're not going to be drummers for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, you never know. God's plans could be different. Our plans are never His plans. We always have to follow His plans. He knows everything, that we don't know. So
literally everything.
Literally, yeah.
So now, to wrap up a little bit. Yeah. What verse in the Bible te enamoras? Like that's your verse que tú te fascina. You always say it. You talk to everybody. Un verso de la Biblia.
Jeremías 33:3. Clama a mí y yo te responderé y te enseñaré cosas grandes y ocultas que tú no conoces. He'll put it in English right here. So whoever English, you understood anything what I just said.
Definitely. Pero you have to understand too. La Biblia también dice que sus pensamientos no son los pensamientos de nosotros.
Yeah. Amen.
So it's another situation where para ti que tú crees que está bien para ti, lo que te conviene no te va a convenir de verdad. Like God is like, yo, you think that's good for you. You think que te conviene eso, but that's not what I have for you. It's like
people get it twisted. Yo,
like, that's something I learned about the 2 days ago. Like, yo, we have to forget what's good and worry about what's greater, what's great. Yeah. Because what's good right now makes you feel, I guess, lit, or tú estás en la moda, or tú estás, en el ámbito que te gusta. But there's something greater, bro.
Of course, amen.
So, anything that you feel that is great now, put it to a side, bro. There's something greater, bro. Amen. Sense of what's in your bucket list, bro, that you still have not attended? Obviously, mira, ustedes no saben. Alex aquí se va a casar. Él se va a casar, bro.
Oh, yeah, I gotta mention her before she,
Él se va a casar. Tú ves, me acordé de ti. Take me later. Dale.
Yeah. I'm getting married in July. It's been we just actually made 4 years last week. We made 4 years. You know who you are, Deanna. Hit my line. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, no, 4 years. She has, I can say, has bring out the best of me. Has made me a mature person. Has opened my eyes to take better decisions in my life, and have like a big open minded for like certain things. Before, my mentality before I met her was totally different. I feel like we can all say that when you meet somebody that you really love and care. And I'm thankful for God for her, for putting her in my life, and she has been there through thick and thin, and has supported what I do, in Haven. Because I sometimes I have to sacrifice my time with her to prepare for any type of events that Haven has.
There's so many things that's happening in Haven right now, but we definitely try to get things straight.
Yeah.
And you know, try to get stuff like where, cause you know, as a sense I've understood it, we started small.
Yeah.
But now it's getting to a certain extent where like, okay, now we need to like, you know, deconstruct what we did and construct it where, okay, that must establish, you know. And if something happens, there's that I guess that strength that help us, you know, pick it up and keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, amen. Yeah, I totally agree.
It's a blessing, bro. It's been an amazing situation we had here.
Yeah.
I'm definitely so down to have you back here.
Of course.
Definitely, what I would like to do though, I want all your brothers here, bro.
Oh,
have a chat out, go crazy, laugh, just talk about anything you guys want to talk about. Like, yo,
I don't think like we'll get through one question. I think it would just be us laughing, cracking up. But yeah, I have 3 amazing brothers and a sister coming in the way, and my older brother is Joel Romero. He's the manager of the Haven Worship. Yeah. Props to that guy, bro. He has done a lot for the group. Definitely. I can say that I've learned a lot from my older brother, even though, you know, as siblings, you go through stuff, you know, stuff that you don't like. It's normal. Yeah, it's normal. But I can say I'm really proud of having him as my older brother.
You gonna miss him though, right? When you get married?
Yeah, bro, for real. I'm gonna miss him, but I'm gonna still see him at work because we all work in the same district.
Department, the same district.
And and then I have my older brother. He's the youngest. His name is Misa. Well, I call him Misa, but his real name is Misael.
That's my
dude, guys. That dude is fire.
That's my guy.
His contact is fire, bro. I'm super proud of that kid. I cannot express it more enough. His photography and videography page is called Sinatra Films, and I've seen him since he started. Cause I remember one time I used to be a photographer for the youth group, and one day I saw Misa just like paying attention to me. I'm like, hey, grab a camera, try to see if you like it or not. And it's from them. After that, Misa has surpassed me from what I know.
Because even I never said it, but he's one of the people who actually inspired me to start this, bro. Because it's like, I've always been to sing the I've always been into, like, you know, video and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it's always been a situation where, like, I don't know what to do. How do you do this setting, you know? But it's all love, man.
Nah, for real. You just learn. And that's what Misa has learned literally from watching other content creators out there, especially in YouTube. And, like, bro, that kid has crafted his talent to, like, the max, I can say. And there's more space to go. The sky's the limit, bro. Oh, yeah, like Misa, I always tell him this, like, bro, you're just a monster, bro. You're a beast, and he's blessed. Literally,
or give them something where esa juventud que existen esas palabras de motivación.
Well, for the youth out there, what I can say is, if you're Christian or not Christian, just busca, the Lord's presence for those, who are in church, and like get more intimate with him. I feel like that's another thing too that we have let down, the intimacy with God. Porque si no hay intimidad, trust me,
we're not going to
you could be the greatest person in whatever talent you have, pero si Dios y su presencia is not there, trust me, you're gonna not feel anything.
Yo, that song,
bro, that's another band that's super fire. Yo, Oasis, bro. One day I will meet them. But like, they're amazing. Their talent, it's amazing. Well, I can say also to the youth, any that doesn't want to come to church because certain stuff and what they believe in, and I respect it. I know that you probably gone through stuff that nobody knows or people know and haven't reached out to you and helped you out. But what I can say is from experience that try to like, attend to a church. It could be any church, literally. We all serve the same God. And definitely. I feel like God has a purpose for you, whoever's out there listening to this, has a purpose for you in your life. You don't think that, you're worthless in this world, nobody cares about you, when in reality, no, it's the opposite. There's somebody out there that really cares for you, that has his arms open wide for you, that died, for all our sins, like even us in church, he died for our sins. And what I can say is just go somewhere that you feel comfortable. Also, don't go somewhere that you don't, you're not gonna feel comfortable, because then you're not gonna feel up literally. Yeah. And to youth out there, I could just say, God is real, and He's just there waiting for you to knock on His door and just open your arms and in your heart. And it's I can just say I'm privileged for growing up Christian.
Same, bro.
It's a privilege, literally. It's not. I don't take it for granted at all. At all.
Definitely.
I wouldn't change it for anything in this world, literally, because I grew up with an amazing father, which, by the way, he passed away during COVID, but he has left a lot for me to learn, and I learned a lot from him, man. And I feel like also that's another factor too. Like, people don't have these like youth don't have a role model they can look up to, like parent wise or sibling wise, because they go through stuff, and I feel like I just wish I can just talk to that youth literally, but through this I feel like they could hopefully they get touched by for what we have spoken today. And I would like to bless this guy's life for for all the content you're creating, bro. Guy's amazing, bro. Amazing. And bro, like the sky's the limit. Yo sé que esto Dios lo va a llevar más alto, bro. Trust me. It's a blessing just being here, and like look at this. Like, this is a cool setup, bro. Like, how can you say you do not know how to do this? This is amazing, bro. I've never seen something like this.
These ideas I just put together, man, it worked out.
But bro, yeah,
thank you,
man.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Alex, man. It's been a blessing, bro.
No, man. Likewise, bro.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.
Yes.
Comment down below and let us know, like, what you guys want to see,
That, or also, sorry to interrupt you. Also, like, what topics you guys would like him to touch base.
Exactly. We here. Every this is a Christian-based platform. We can talk about anything because literally, I see how there's no stupid question.
No,
bro. All questions, come on,
are valid.
So
just make it a PG-13 questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure. But yeah, man.
But definitely, no se olviden. Something I always say, at the end of the video.
Yeah.
Es que anden si Dios las cosas les salen cara.
Uf, eso, papá.
Till next time.
Guess I gotta stay. Got stories just about your faded ones, where you make it seem like